Я слышу мои.
Today, hopefully everybody is doing well. It is the 3rd of May 2026. Rabbit. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Glad to have you all here. It is a interesting weekend because we got not one but 2 sets of firings. That's right. So apparently there's still more to come. I've heard of some staff releases. I don't know about talent, but don't even.
No, like they were saying, like LA Knight, they're trying to restructure Roman Reigns, so they're pulling him off shows. So I'm just gonna get right into this.
All right. Well,
WWE.
let me say this. I'm Jake. AKA Countdown Ended. Thank you for joining Into Somewhere Weekend Update. And the voice you hear is the one, the only Cody O'Needy 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
That's right, the man. Oh, we're partying. You can get our music anywhere streaming music is found. Look up the album Into Somewhere by Jake DeMarco, and you can get You Are Mine Forever, the track playing right now, as well as so many others. Don't miss it. Go ahead and search Into Somewhere. Spotify, YouTube Music, you name it, it's out there. Thanks to DistroKid. So check that out. Hopefully everyone's doing well this weekend. And let's get right into it. What is your beginning morning, early afternoon diatribe we're getting here?
So this just shows everything you need to know about the current state of TKO and WWE.
I mean, this basically what we're doing is a state of WWE.
This is just the company, like, I think, dying a slow, painful death. I'm not saying 1 to 2 years or even 5 years from now, but this is where we're headed. Where you need to have Roman Reigns' contract restructured, like all the top women and men stars. Like, come on, you already made deals, and this hasn't always been a thing. No, this is a TKO thing, and this is gonna kill the company. Everyone's saying it's fine with all the corporate bullshit. No, it's not fine.
So do you know why the New Day left?
Because they had a deal, and then they restructured it and lowballed them. Yes,
that is exactly it. So, see, I love when my ultimate co-host comes prepared. No, as you always do, sir. But, yeah, that's the case of a lot of what's going on. And there's the monitors. I thought I was going deaf for a minute, but no, it's just I'm a moron. Who would have thunk it? I made myself an egg in a basket for breakfast that I didn't eat.
2019 WWE. Just to let you know, this is getting worse.
We're not there yet.
I don't know.
We're not there yet. The storylines, listen to me, the storylines are piss poor right now, but there's still some good. There's good. If you actually go back and like I went into a deep dive, like I told you, just the Lana wedding stuff alone is tops anything now you might be building towards that. I think that's going to be hilarious. Let's see how it plays out. I'm laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Honestly, you and I fake cried through it, but I'm excited to see honestly what they do with it. They could fuck it up. It could be the dumbest thing in the world, but right now, the history that Trick and I listen, hear me out. The history that Trick Williams,
I like it. Oh yeah, man.
The history that I share, everything that I've built. See, if the monitors weren't on, I wouldn't have known I was muted. Gotta love it. I genuinely am excited because he's not disappointed me ever, Cody. Shitty creative or not, dumb angles in NXT. You got to remember when he started really was the 2.0 full swing, and he and Carmelo were doing dumb shit. Cora Jade was a skateboarder. Like, everything was retarded. It was dumb. It was ridiculous. And when they started to get away from that,
soulless, by the way.
But NXT doesn't feel soulless to me. They just brought in, he's big, he's bad, he'll body slam your dad, Will Cruz. Like,
I like it. Oh yeah, man.
NXT has a ton of
in their own right either. NXT is probably the best weekly show of the week, but NXT is a shell of its former self too.
And here's the thing: I don't feel like NXT is soulless. They're doing their jobs. They send talent up to the main roster. I mean, look what they did. They prepared Oba Femi, who was the biggest thing at WrestleMania weekend. He had the match. Even though it wasn't the greatest match, it was the match.
This is where this version of NXT we have to call the best weekly programming when this is not even close to black and gold.
No, it's not. It's not. But I really enjoyed this week. Giving it an 8 felt fair. And I like that this week came with a frenetic pace, and it all made sense. And The only time they slowed things down was to get deep into the storytelling, the Tatum and Shiloh stuff, and it all worked from end to end, every bit of it. Like if there was something you didn't know or care for, you were in and out and done. I mean, they hid Will backstage so people wouldn't know that he was there. They didn't want it getting out. Like they still care, and that's what shows for me. But as you said, the main roster is soulless, and it's showing. And seeing them even considering getting rid of LA Knight, that
SmackDown SmackDown is one of the worst shows I've actually ever laid my eyes on. It's actually insulting to watch. It's like I don't even know. It's actually like probably pure.
I think that's a little bit hyperbolic. Is it bad? Yes.
I don't know.
Is it egregiously bad though? I don't think it's horrific yet. What is so horrific?
I don't know. There's no stories. Like
there are some stories.
The biggest parts of SmackDown, guys, is Danhausen and the Gingerbread Man. Are we kidding me?
Okay, so listen, there are some stories. It started off with Cody coming out, and he's like, "Hey, at least we're not dealing with Pat McAfee." And then he got to bring in a new guy up to the main roster, and Ricky Saints. They had a really good back and forth, which led to a great match later on. That nothing in 2019 was good ever. So right there alone.
Great match where? What was a great match you said?
Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
They had a damn good match. Excuse me. Especially for SmackDown standards.
Fun and all, but that still makes the show terrible. Like,
hold on, we'll keep going though. But then we went ahead and we had Charlotte Flair and JC Jane, and that was another really good match. Everybody that got involved, and then now it's leading to the 6-women tag. Usually, I'm not crazy about those, but that's Fatal Influence's bread and butter, and they've come up being pretty strong. You had JC beat Charlotte here. I mean, laying her out with the rolling encore. 2019, the only thing good I would say was the debut of the Fiend, but then we had Hell in a Cell. It wasn't just here and there, though. That's back-to-back already. And then Damian Priest and R-Truth, it's with Fraxium, and it was a well-wrestled match.
Great, right?
Saying what?
Dynamite would be great then, if we're going
No, because there's stories that connect these things. I think you're just blindly hating at this point and being like, it all sucks, it all sucks. But really, I think there are...
hating. It does all suck.
I don't think it all sucks. That's my opinion at this point. I thought Charlotte Flair and JC Jane had their story there. JC came up. She's attacked everybody. She's pissed off Rhea. She's pissed off the tag team in Charlotte and Alexa. And then they get involved on the outside. And Flair ends up, she takes Laney out. But that's when she turns around and gets hit with the spinning back fist there, the rolling encore, and gets pinned. So now Rhea comes out to save the day eventually after Alexa gets beat down, and they end up getting out of there, but it turns into a 6-woman tag next week. I feel like there was story, progression, a feud that started the match.
Even if you start a story, they drop it out of nowhere. That's what happens a lot with
But they haven't yet, so you can't hate it because of the possibility that they're going to drop it out of nowhere. Will they? Maybe, and then I will give it shit. But right now they haven't dropped it.
It's a good story. That doesn't mean just because they're starting a story doesn't mean it's good yet. And
what's not good about it? Because I enjoyed it.
I'm not saying it just started, so I have to see. But let's hope they don't drop it.
Okay, so let me get this right. You're disliking it because they may drop it and it could suck.
No, it just started. I'm still waiting to see where this goes.
But you said everything was bad. So if you're still waiting, how can everything be bad?
Everything is bad.
But it's not. If you just said you're waiting to see how this turns out, why is it bad?
So you're going to pinpoint one little...
No. I'm asking you. You said it was bad. Why was it bad? It's not a hard question. I'm just curious. I'm not trying to pinpoint anything.
I'm saying the overall show is bad.
But no, 3 seconds ago you had said this match was bad. It had no story. The story was bad.
I didn't say that.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong then, but still, you said overall it was bad. So this match, I thought had a really good story, a really good match, and it built towards something. That's for me a triple play. I don't think there was anything bad about that. There were bad things, and now we'll get into it. The Danhausen skit with the $400, that's the story. So I laugh at Danhausen getting 40 grand and then the briefcase goes off and ha ha ha. It's funny, but it's getting to be like, like you had said, overplayed. And then you get R-Truth and Damian Priest. I'm exhausted of R-Truth as well. A man in his mid-50s trying to play cool and come out screaming what's up with Priest, although he didn't sing this time. And Fraxium should be the tag champs. They were the most amazing tag team in NXT.
Tell me all the good storylines right now going on.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
JC's great.
Not great, but it's good. It's building. It's what Fatal Influence does best.
Right. I want to hear all the good now. Like you're.
Then another bit of Danhausen was entertaining. It's becoming overplayed, but tonight was entertaining. Then I think Cody and the introduction with him going face to face with Ricky was fantastic. A lot of callbacks to their previous feuds with each other, but you didn't have to know that information because, like, if you knew, you knew. And it added to it. If you didn't, it still was just as good.
See, this is the issue. Like, we have a storyline that would just start either this past Friday or 2 Fridays ago, and we're gonna say, "See, that stuff's good." Like, I'm talking about like for the last 6 months overall with SmackDown. What's been good about it?
Okay, well, Cody's he's got the title. You kind of see the shades of what he's had to deal with. Is Randy coming back? We don't know. So now we've got Gunther out of nowhere, and that's something I don't really care for. That doesn't work for me. That's a hindrance. That was a negative. I'm baffled because, hey, there's nobody else to retire now. So they fucked themselves into a corner, and that's why they want to sue Lesnar. As much as AEW has dropped the ball on people, so has WWE, and this shows. So now Gunther retired a bunch of people, but they turned him into the career killer, a one-note part of the overall board game. And guess what? When it's his turn and there's no moves left, he's just got to skip it.
And you have to have that fear and stuff, though. Like, you think they're going to just drop. This is what they consistently do. 95% of the time they drop something, or they'll release someone in the middle of a storyline, like the Wyatts and MFTs. We had to deal with that for 7 months.
Yeah.
Just for everyone to be released from the group.
Yeah.
So that
ridiculous.
was on TV for 7 months. So over the last 6 months, I'll give it. What has actually been good about it? I think they're putting on bad show after bad show after actually worst show of the year contenders every week.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking about this show specifically or just in general, some of the Cody stuff has been good throughout it. We've had good back and forths with the tag titles with Alexa and Charlotte and what they've done. It's.
See, here's another thing with the women's tag team.
I'm trying to think on the spot. That's my problem too. I'll probably come up with different examples. But
up with all these tag, then it dies back down again.
Yeah. I just don't think the show overall was terrible. Was it great? No. The Royce Keys and Angel, he should be fighting actual people at this point. He doesn't need any more squash matches.
Well, not just SmackDown. Oba, too. This is a state of WWE. You go from beating Brock Lesnar, then you go the laziest route possible in doing an Oba Open Challenge.
I told you that's where they were headed. Exactly. I literally spelled it out to you. I don't think it's awful. I think they need time, so at least they're putting him on TV and not hiding him away. Is it the best?
You shoot him to the moon,
but it's not awful.
Who's he going to face every week?
He doesn't need the title just yet. I think they could build the SummerSlam. I think Mania is too far, but
now you're going to face nobodies.
But he beat Lesnar in one match in 4 minutes. The rest of his time, he's not going to be having matches like that. They are. He's already over by a mile more because he retired Lesnar and beat him. He got
really taking advantage of it, though. Say, now we're going to do the Oba Open Challenge, and you're going to face people like Grayson Waller level.
If he's not able to challenge Roman right now, I hope they do it by SummerSlam, make it a big deal, and then have him go after Roman or whoever the champ is, because at least now he'll stack up meaningful wins, have probably some longer matches, and can add in a few rivalries too out of this. So
I don't know. I think we're gonna get stuff like we did with Grayson. I feel like that's the route they're going with him for now. Just quick squash matches. Hopefully
I don't know. I want to see
but
at least the
that's what it
first
looks
call
like.
out, and then I'll fairly judge it. But until then, everything they've given us with Oba Femi so far has worked. And this is why I agree, Liz. They need house shows back. We've said it many, many times here on the show, because then they can test what's working in different feuds, and rather than just use social media. I'm looking for Paige and Bree to lose the tag titles. Like, that's obviously not great, and she's just a replacement for Nikki. And then I'll give you this as well. I don't give two dog shits at all about Jimmy, Jay, Solo, and the Tongans. All right? Means nothing to me. I don't give a shit about Jacob. So that's a hindrance for me.
Yeah.
So that hurts SmackDown.
Because
That's
it's just like rinse and repeat stuff.
And it's not like I'm defending it. I gave it a 4.
Cody Rhodes too. Like, what
You
has
know?
been, like, everyone enjoys different things. Like, so I respect your opinion if you like some of the stuff WWE's doing. But what would you say has been entertaining about Cody Rhodes?
I like that he's still steadfast in his face character. I like that he's played true to him, and he's been very consistent with it, and he always delivers on the mic.
I even think that stuff's been watered down. Like,
I don't think so. I think he still delivers on the mic very well, and he comes across like a badass when he needs to.
What rivalry has stood out to you?
I mean, that's kind of the problem. I mean, him and Drew had moments. Everything's had moments that he's been in, but there hasn't been a great rivalry that he's been in because of how WWE has
Last one I remember
two
is him and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that was great at the Rumble. I'm trying to think who else he faced throughout the year. Like, eventually he and Punk is what everybody wants to see, but yeah, I mean, even he and Drew back and forth had great moments. It's just a matter of how they book it and what they choose to do with it. So we got main event Roman returning, and then WWE announces that the tribal chief is no longer listed for the month of June for the episodes of Raw on their official website. So they did some contract restructuring, and they want to save a little bit of money with Roman. So he gets to go on vacation. So he already proved Punk right. Even if TKO pulled some bullshit, he could have said, "What? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good." And instead, I'm not fond of either outcome, obviously, but this is like, he didn't go, "Oh, I didn't agree to that." Like, nope, he's on vacation. And I don't know. It sucks because this is exactly what I was upset about and didn't want to see. So the only time we'll see him in June is in Riyadh at Night of Champions.
Well,
so if he's
I don't want
defending
Roman
the
winning
title,
because what else was Punk going to do on Raw at this point?
face so many other people.
More.
He had other people that they could have gone through.
There's probably more for him to do on SmackDown right now. I'm assuming they're moving him to SmackDown.
That was the rumor, but we'll see, especially if Roman's going on breaks. They're really going to need Punk to hold out. And so much for seeing them all summer. Yeah, exactly, Dan Kennedy. I agree entirely. Liz said the same thing. Like, he's going, no title on Raw again. And here's what's even worse. So now the title's gone the month of June. And you're heading into what? Night of Champions. Yes, I'm bitching, but guess what?
Donkey!
They're fucking donkeys. Every last one of them. I don't get it. I don't get it. How do you come up with this bullshit? So now, let's step into the $10 billion studio. This way, Cody. You walked into the women's restroom again. You got to make a left and a left to get into the studio. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you.
I'll get better signs.
You said that was the podcast.
Don't open that door. Don't open that door.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's security. They're touchy. Still, we need it. And then if you make another right, that's the lawyer's office. On site now. We need to come here to. Yeah, we needed him to hand. Not that door. What did I tell you? There's security too.
Wait, who was that?
Security. We've got a lot of security.
But why was the security guard butt naked?
Listen, if I could show you the picture I put in the group chat on Discord, I would, but YouTube would take it down. So I get not that door. All right, that's security too. We've had a few break-ins, so we got to go ahead and just be careful. All right, watch
do you have uniforms for your security? Because every time
they're supposed to provide their own, and they're not going to strike. But they decided they're just not going to wear clothes at work. Yeah. Well, they don't show up naked. They go into the restroom and then they undress and then they come out here. If you notice, they're just wearing their gun belts, and they did set up some state-of-the-art alarm technology. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, is it though? Do they know how to use it?
No, that's the kitchen. Like, watch. Open the fridge. See, fat ass? No cupcakes for you. Get out of the fridge. Get out of the fridge.
Me?
Get out of the fridge. That's what the alarm's going off
Sorry.
for. Do you want me summon security?
Well, maybe.
That explains a lot. Roman's officially going to be there the 4th of May. Because may the Roman be with you on May the 4th. Be with you always. Backlash, May 9th, he's going to be there. What's he doing at Backlash? Is he doing anything? I don't think so. Then,
Backlash.
May 11th, he's not facing Jacob. Yes,
that Danhausen video was hilarious.
It is. May 11th in Knoxville. Then he's going to Greensboro, Columbus on the 25th. And then we do not see him again from the last weekend of May until June 27th. Because guess what, baby? You know what time it is.
Tell me.
You know what time it is. It's fucking Rion season. No? It's Rion.
You love
season.
AEW?
Yes, that's what it says. And you haven't heard that? It's almost over. It's great. Yes. Thank you, Paul, for that one. That is amazing. But still, yes, no. Rock out, because until Riyadh season, we have to believe that who's going to challenge him for Night of Fucking Champions? Cody! Who's going to challenge Roman at Night of Fucking Champions?
Sorry, I fell asleep. You mentioned WWE and made me think of TKO. And
I know, and that puts you right out. That and Riyadh season. Don't do it. Wake up.
Whew, I don't know.
Me off. All right,
Maybe
you're
a
making
rematch
Cater
with
Taker,
Jacob.
man. I would hate that. I would. At least with Cena, they were doing like dream matches, so you always got some type of
Who else
highlight.
you got?
Randy,
I still think that the
Punk,
Usos are turning on Roman for Jacob.
I mean, realistically, you're not wrong. It should be Oba Femi. Maybe he takes on Bron Breakker
And loses?
I would say Bron loses, sadly, but I know. I mean,
I saw a poll from Spaz the other day about where would you rather do like the Cody and Punk match, SummerSlam or WrestleMania. Sometimes I don't think you always need to do that marquee match at the biggest show of the year. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen throughout the year. Someone's going to get injured. Look at Seth Rollins, for example. So I think when you have the chance to do it, you do it regardless of what PLE it is. You could disagree, but if you have that opportunity right in front of you, you do it.
Yeah. And I'm not the first one to say this either about opportunity, Cody, but supposedly they're ending a major faction in WWE.
The MFTs?
That's done for, essentially. I mean, there's the tall one and Solo. Who else is left? Anybody?
Tama Tonga, right?
I don't know. Toyama Tonga, Tola Tonga, Tonga Tongan, Tola
Tonga Loa got released, and I think Tama Tonga survived.
Yeah, Stephanie Vikivaka Kokuka is actually injured, but they're breaking up the Vision.
Are they?
Yeah, so Heyman's just going to end up representing Braun Breaker in the end, and creative shifts have painted a different picture. There's no dramatic breakup, no betrayal, no official announcement. Because think about it, after Mania, everything's just kind of fades into the background. Breaker's got his own story, Heyman goes out with him, and then they've got the tag titles, but I envision them losing them soon. So, everybody's doing their own thing, though. They're kind of starting to go into their own separate storylines. If you look at it, obviously, besides groups on each other's behalf, Logan was doing solo stuff on the side, and now he's feuding with Joe Hendry.
Do you believe?
Fire Logan Paul. Do I believe? Oh, I always believe. But here's the thing. I can see a lot of validity in this because now you've got Logan taking on
Wave your hands from the sides.
Joe Hendry, and Michael Colsing is equally as good. We got to get that. But the crowd response is always exciting. I agree, but the Vision is not getting it. So
Can we do a poll right now?
Sure.
We can either do, is this the worst state of WWE we've seen? Or, yeah, I think is TKO era the worst WWE we've ever seen?
All right. I put that up.
I would say yes.
We'll see what everybody votes. And
That's
what is this?
Poll, sir.
You said is TKO ruining WWE, right?
But it says, is Cody really
Gay? Oh, that was a saved one from before. It probably never, never actually went up. So it was a draft from the other day. Well, this poll will finish up, and then we'll find out what the votes are, and then we'll ask your question. What are you gonna do? Sorry, but yeah, hey, this is a good time for them to do it too, because look at Bronson Reed's not gonna be back for a little bit, so you can explain him doing stuff later. I'm trying to think, when was he injured? He got the shoulder injury in the match with Chad and who else? It was a triple threat. I recall that. Wasn't he supposed to be getting into the elimination chamber? I think it was a chamber qualifier.
Yeah,
I don't know how I recall this. I know it was Americano or Chad Gable or one of them, and somebody else. So he can go after either one of them, maybe, for revenge, kind of. It's so funny how Gable is the ultimate bad guy in AAA with his El Grande, but yet Kaiser's El Grande is like a national hero. People line up at the airport to see him.
I like them doing that. They switch roles in AAA, and then on WWE programming there.
I hope Kaiser retains the mask, and maybe the chat knows. But look at this.
The only weird thing about that is with Rey Mysterio in AAA, Rey defends the Ludwig El Grande, and then Here, he kind of doesn't want anything to do with him because here he's like the bad guy, and Ray's supposed to be.
So what was your question? Is TKO what?
Is the TKO era of WWE the worst WWE we've seen?
All right, let's find out. Is the TKO era the worst era seen to date? Let's find out. But yeah, I agree. The timing makes sense. It all makes sense. And as of right now, we've got 2 new matches added to Backlash. Of course, we got Trick Williams and Sami Zayn. I think it's funny that Sami executed the gingerbread man. No one in the costume. It was the stand-up thing. They just kill it off because now he doesn't have to bring it out every week. It's not somebody else they have to march out and do things with and all of that. It's just done. It's done. So now they'll have the funeral, and then Sammy's either going to pop out of the casket or something like that.
The funeral will have sponsors.
Probably.
The casket will have a sponsor.
But I guarantee you, with Sami and Trick involved, it's going to be funny. A funeral with these two, like Sami usually has good comedic timing. Sami gets a good amount of laughs, and a lot of the Usos bloodline stuff was funny because of him and his comedic timing and how he managed to do things. That's the truth. I swear to you. He really, really, really went ahead and managed to stand out in a time where everything was kind of bland, and that group certainly needed it. So what I'm curious is, who is Danhausen's partner going to be? I've heard some
an advertisement.
Interesting ideas. I wonder what Nicholas is up to. Remember him, the referee's son from WrestleMania 34?
Oh, yeah.
That won the title with Bron Strowman? Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that was the case. So what are we thinking? It would be cool if it was Famous Amos, Famous Andy, whatever he actually called him. No, it wasn't Famous Amos.
I don't know. This match shouldn't even be on the show. Am I wrong for saying that?
No, it'll be quick, but they've got quite a few matches already, so I'm not hating that this is on here, and it's better than a 4-match card. This will be an entrance from everybody, so you're looking at like 20 minutes total probably for this, and 400 human monies was actually 40 grand, funny enough, but The Miz was going to show never before seen American Gladiator footage. I'm thinking a partner of his choosing. I don't think it's going to be anybody involved previously with the storyline. It can't be Cena or anybody retired, obviously. So who else has Danhausen interacted with? Who does he have a choice of? I'm thinking of one thing.
Has Danhausen done any sponsors, though? That's what I'm more thinking.
Yes, Wingstop.
Maybe
and
a Wingstop mascot.
No, I think, honestly, it's going to be someone like a Royce Keys. Really, I thought it was going to be like, some big guy. And then this way, they're like, oh, he doesn't have a partner. And then you'd get somebody gigantic that, like, but it would be even funnier if they could, like, can they do the Danhausen white face paint on Royce Keys, or is that racist?
I would consider that racist.
That seems a little racist, but I'd allow it. I mean, in the name of comedy, I would certainly allow it, but you never know for sure what these people are thinking. I think
Jelly Roll, though.
Jelly Roll? I need a pen. Hold on.
It's going to be Jelly Roll.
All right, here's my idea. We go ahead and... No. I'm not gonna go through with that. That'd be bad. I would probably get canceled for that one. Still, let's go ahead and we'll bet on it being Danhausen and If it can't be Royce Keys, who could it be? Paul, sending in some sparkles.
Jelly Roll.
Jazz hands. You think Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is really not a bad idea because him and Kit Wilson, he was supposed to have a match at this show as well. Okay, you're on to something. You're making sense. Damn it. I hate it when the worst person makes a great point. More gifts. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, sir. You're too kind. Indeed you are. Thank you, Paul. We were complimenting you before with your amazing track here. Cody didn't know how it ended with the, Obama, ending. So then we've got...
Is he in this? You need to come up here, Paul, and give us your state of the WWE. Because Jake is over here saying...
I'm not kissing its ass. I gave it a 4. That's the funny part. You're acting like I gave it a 9 like Spaz, After Mania, Jelly Roll probably squirgle fingers, jazz hands. I doesn't want to get involved. Yeah, probably not, but still, it just press F to pay respects. I can't. I remember doing that live because I was playing the game back on the channel. That was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and oh my God, what's his name? He was the bad guy in the game. He's been canceled. He's been in dozens of movies. I can't eat. My brain is so fried from not sleeping for days. You have to work with me here. Yeah, he was canceled for liking them young boys. But
oh Jesus,
he was in the political drama on Netflix that everybody loved. He was in American Beauty. Kevin Spacey. Thank you, Coop. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. But you had to go to a Marine or fellow patriot was killed, and you have to go up to their casket, and it's like press X on a controller or press F on the keyboard to pay respects. And it was just so cheesy and so terrible and tone deaf. So you go over and you're like, click. And it's just ridiculous that they even added the QuickTime event. Like, just do it. Don't have us interact with it. It was so, like I said, tone deaf. It's either somebody very big and strong like a Royce Keys and they make fun of the Gladiators thing. Is there anybody that needs a debut that hasn't come in yet? This is a good spot for them to come through.
It is Jelly Roll, folks.
You're certain it's man made of jelly?
Yep.
I'm not going to argue. Roll. There you go, Liz. You're taking me with you, right? And then, obviously, Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James next week, not on Backlash. I'm looking forward to Kiana both on tits winning this title. No? Okay. It would have been excellent had she won the title. Think about it. That would have been cool. I would have loved to have seen it. But we'll see what comes of it because...
Even this stuff's, boring.
It's interesting in the sense of...
Of what?
Could she win it? Because then she beats out Julia and she could be like, look, I'm the champ. You couldn't get it done. It's kind of a retold story from everybody. They always do this, but it works.
Tiffany's going to be keeping on for a while.
I imagine so, but it would be something different and it would elevate Kiana pretty quick. Her only notable thing so far is that she was
this
in
little
the
rivalry
chamber.
Hasn't intrigued me. And
well, that's what
Chelsea
I'm saying. Get the rivalry.
Friends out of nowhere.
Get it away from.
Barack Hussein Obama.
Yes, Barack Hussein Obama. If I didn't kill my voice with some new tracks, I'd be screaming it, but. Love it. Thank you, Paul, so very much for sending in the super chats. Obama. I love it. Thank you, buddy, for all the support as always. Could be Punk for the hell of it, right? That'd be a hell. People say Punk is a partner. That would not be a bad choice at all. They're really good friends. Stars. Jazz hands. And here we go. Love it. So good. Then the actual card, Roman and Jacob, Trick, and of course the one, the only, Sami Zayn.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
So, then we've got Alexa Bliss on SmackDown taking on, or with Charlotte and Rhea taking on Fatal Influence. Tiffany, like we said, against Kiana Bolt on Titch James. And the Gingerbread Man's funeral. Hosted by Trick.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
And supposedly we're going to get a match from Joe Hendry on Raw. So we'll see what comes of it. But yeah, I'm excited. Nick Hogan, Cody, has been receiving offers from wrestling schools.
I mean, yeah. Why?
He's like, oh my goodness, you never know. I bounced around here and there and knocked the ring rust off every now and again. I've been attracted to it my whole life, obviously. So I will say I'm in a pretty darn good shape right now, and it's not unfamiliar territory. So if the time ever comes or the opportunity ever presents itself, I would absolutely welcome that. He was he's the commissioner of the Real American Freestyle after the passing of his father. And I don't know that he needs anything else. Like this is a lot. And he just lost his father. He's 35. I mean, he's not ancient by any means. He could learn, but I don't know. Do
you put him on SmackDown, maybe with Danhausen?
I mean, have him come out as the one and only Hulk Hogan. Yeah, have him do the Real American thing. You know, be the copy of his dad. And just. Except it's the Hogan chance. You get an NWO. LA Knight.
Maybe during the funeral he can come out and saying, I know what this feeling's like, and everyone's like, oh, a funeral for the gingerbread man, and
yeah. Everyone
can be like, sunshine, lollipops, rainbow, and everything that's wonderful. You know?
Donkey!
You know?
Perfect. We got to get you recorded for a track. Thank you again to the one and only Paul for the super chat. And LA Knight.
Yeah.
Can we talk more about SmackDown, please? I'll sing it again. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbow, and everything that's wonderful.
Well, this is SmackDown adjacent because this happened on SmackDown. LA Knight says.
Is everybody saying L.A. Knight? Yeah.
Wow.
Nobody's ever done what he did, and he escaped the Bray Wyatt vortex. He's like, somehow I got out of that groundswell. And, you know, he's right. I mean, think about the match they had at the Rumble, the pitch black match, and he was elbow dropped by Uncle Howdy from the top of the stage. And he's right, though. He's like, pull all the layers back. Nobody's ever done that. He said not to take anything away from Austin, Steve Austin. And he's like, you're talking about one of the greatest of all time, but you want to see when he really starts getting the major star pops, it doesn't really happen until he wins the title. Me, I was getting the major star pops at Money in the Bank when I hadn't done a thing. I hadn't won a title. I hadn't done anything. So he's right. He's over as all fuck, and they've done fuck all with him. So sadly, TKO is letting go employees, as we said earlier. Gavin O'Shea, he's been there since 2020, but he's been involved actually with the company for 25 years. So he's been in the position of director of TV production since 2020, and he's been there for 25 years. They just let him go. He said, like many people, I tied a piece of my identity to what I did there every single day. So when that suddenly changed, it felt unsettling, humbling, and scary. Here's what I'm learning in real time. Your job is something you do, not who you are. Setbacks can create space for better opportunities. Resilience isn't a buzzword. It's a skill you build through moments like this. So he's right. He's like, I'm taking time to reflect. Yeah, reset, refocus. I'm incredibly grateful for the people I've worked with, the lessons I've learned, support I've received. If you know of opportunities or just want to connect, I'd love to hear from you. Onward, Gavin. So, I mean, that's really upsetting. He was instrumental in helping for a lot of behind the scenes things for WrestleMania 42. And then he's in the non-talent cuts. I mean, as we saw already, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, the Wyatt Six, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, Jason Mateo, Tonga Loa, many from NXT. It's just been a crapshoot at this point, unfortunately. And we were talking about it before. The New Day was asked to restructure, and they didn't like the deals. Their deals were not up. They were just asked to restructure.
We should accept it.
I don't even know. How is that even legal, Cody? Like, legitimately. I asked my lawyer. And, well, he's our lawyer, but my time-traveling lawyer, and he said, hold on, let me go check and find out the actual answer. So I don't know if he just didn't know it or if he wants to verify, but he'll get back to me. So, Coot, let us know, how is this legal? How can they restructure deals? That's what's up. The last of the Jeremo just kicked in. You can see my eyes just losing focus. Look at that.
Can you just imagine that? Hey, we want to just restructure your deal a little bit to pay you.
We just want to change significantly less. A few things. Like, I've done that to you a lot, but we're just a tiny little YouTube channel. They're a billion. Like I said the other day, joking, but honestly,
TKO is planning to sell sooner rather than later.
It still feels that way. I've been saying that for a long time, but they've been downsizing in certain ways, and they're trying to maximize profits and have these big numbered events, because on paper they want to look bigger than they actually are, so that this way when they sell, they get the best deal WWE possible.
Do you think Saudi owning WWE will be better or worse than TKO having it?
I think it'll be the same. Saudi doesn't want to change things. It might be more pro them, but they're very hands-on. They own so many things, the government there. And as we said earlier, it's always Riyadh season. And they buy WWE strictly because they're running out of oil, or at least the funds are drying up in about 50 years. So they're diversifying. They have a lot of money there. Well, they're making themselves have funds past oil. Like, they're diversifying into all this different shit. And that's why they're doing the comedy festivals and Mr. Beast days and all these different things, because they want to bring in tourism into their country. That's why they paid so much for Mania. People that are going to apparently attend WrestleMania 43, the tickets for that are supposedly going to be much more inexpensive than years prior. But who wants to travel to Riyadh season? That's the kicker. So
I think tickets will be cheaper under Saudi, I would believe.
Oh, absolutely, because they don't need to make money on the show. WWE, and like what they did for the Rumble, the tickets
that's a good thing.
What were the tickets for the Rumble? Like $30, I think.
Yeah.
And that was like ringside area. The other ones in the back were like almost free. And we saw that too. And we're like, I'm being 110% serious. I'm nobody. Oh, we got 30,000 subs on YouTube. Nobody. And I would be hesitant to go because of even jokes I've said, but I've made comments openly about the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and I've been critical of them. And I would truly be afraid to go there for Mania. I wouldn't feel safe. As soon as I signed in somewhere, they have people already that think that's their job, to research who's coming into the country, because you have to be pre-approved at times for things and all that. So now they flag you down, they approve you, they let you come in, you just don't go home. And if you look it up, it's less common with Americans at this point, but it's very common with a lot of other countries. And they just don't come home, scary enough. So basically, it was a contract breakdown rather than a typical expiration here. And that's what's terrible because...
Okay. Real quick, maybe I'm stupid, but I think I'd rather have Saudi own it than TKO.
The devil you know, the devil you don't. I think Mr. Riyadh season would really go ahead and would be more hands off. They would just be like, here, just because all they want is a profit, not maximize profits. They're not trying to squeeze things dry. They just want to have
I think
profit
WrestleMania
from
would
everywhere.
feel like WrestleMania again because you don't have to be like, we like to interrupt this match or end the match in 3 minutes to give you a 30-minute sponsor, then a 20-minute advertisement, then a 10-minute.
I don't know about
entrance.
contract obligations for ads, but as far as the Kingdom's obligation, they can only go through with so much for so much, if that makes sense. They can only do XYZ because of the legal limitations they have. They have to talk about cinnamon tortilla chips or else they're screwed. You know what I mean? If they don't bring up Slim Jim, they're effed. That's part of their agreement. So even though the Kingdom said, no, you don't need to advertise, they might still have to do the ads because it's built in, especially at a WrestleMania because that's their most viewed product. But if you look at what we saw for the Rumble, I don't remember there being advertisements as egregious in the Rumble. Like the Chamber was really bad, but someone remind me. And so, like I said, the devil we know, the devil we don't. Now, the Saudi government are infamously terrible, Cody. So it's like you really have to be hesitant about, like, yeah, sure, TKO's bad, but TKO is in America. Like, there is. Now you let Saudi get it, and what happens when they change their mind and now every female can no longer perform? And don't say it can't happen. Like, yeah, we could fight for it here, but they'd be like any worker in WWE now has to be a valet and they have to be covered to the neck. They've stepped into other sports that they own here, like a soccer team and things like that, and they've kicked people off that didn't follow, and they've made changes they said they wouldn't. So, I mean, it goes both ways, really. I would say TKO is not good by any means, but they're far better than the murderous and maniacally power-hungry Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Like that, I mean, they are vicious
I just hate
over
TKO.
there. I do as well. I do as well. But that's why I'm saying
WWE's not even fun anymore.
See, like, I still have fun with it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I enjoyed WrestleMania. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed parts of it, and I made it fun with, hanging out with people here, having the reviews. Like, that's why I like to come on here and review stuff and talk about it. Like, but if you go back, they have highlights of it even on Twitter. I've seen recently as Thursday or Friday, maybe it was Wednesday, of 2019 wrestling. Like, if you really go back and you watch them force feeding Roman dog food and how there was no stories and how there may not be great stories here, but there are stories. There are backstage segments that explain some things. They do drop things suddenly. They do take forever to advance stories. They do a lot wrong, but it's still, to me, not the unveiling of the Black Scorpion. It's not the early or even 2000 WCW, if I'm going to mention that. It's not the failure of epic proportions that was the Invasion. It's not.
Well, even like
that
too. I don't know, because even that version of WCW, you go back and watch it, that still feels like it has more life than today's product.
But that was so bad it's good, I think, is the thing. And a lot of that is just nostalgia based. You're like, oh, I don't see these people anymore, so it feels a bit more like, oh, I was going back, especially when Connor, Okayfabe formerly, and I were doing the wrestling retrospectives on his channel. We would do massive deep dives into wrestlers' careers. So like Road Dogg or X-Pac was one of them. I forget which one we started with, but you go back to where they start and then watch damn near every match if possible. But him and I would split it up and we'd do these huge in-depth coverages of their entire careers from start to finish. And we'd split it up into parts. And it would be like, like a 7-hour podcast broken up into like 3 parts altogether. And I think the longest one we had to do was The Undertaker. Not had to, but we got requested. And we did it as like a WrestleMania special. And that was over 10 hours of a podcast that we recorded. But it was the most in-depth, I think, at the time. And several of the stars heard their own. I don't know if they listened to all of it, but they came back and gave us, good times. Good old days. They gave us a lot of winks and nods. I remember it was... Christ, now my brain's going flat. There was one of the wrestlers that'll come back to me, but he was like, yeah, everybody usually gets so much wrong. You guys got like 88% right. And that's close enough by me. So I really appreciate you. Cornette said we did a great job. That was cool to see. X-Pac, Road Dogg were the ones that really responded deep. But that's my point. Like, if you go back and watch some of the worst, you'll experience, what the worst has to offer. And I don't feel like Rhea's missing
a lot of this is
Backlash.
The worst that's I'm sorry, I just don't care about. It kind of just kills any vibe of any show, like where.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a lot bad on SmackDown. I gave it a 4. It's not like I'm giving it a 10 and defending it and jumping up and down and being like, this is great. I like 2 segments, but people act like I'm throwing around, confetti while running with sparklers and saying it's a 10 out of 10. I don't think the Gingerbread Man is the worst it gets. They killed him off. Let him do the funeral and it's done for. If it ends up being the dumbest thing ever, I will bow in defeat, but it could be hilarious. I have faith in Trick because he's not failed me yet.
So, again, why
he just came up to the main roster?
Your weekly wrestling product, like we bitch at AEW, but like SmackDown, the best things are a goblin and a gingerbread man.
Yeah, but I don't see the harm in the gingerbread man costume. It was an insult for Sami.
Comedy relief is fine. I would be more fine with it if we actually had meaningful story on each show. Like,
okay, but
there's
no
story where
the story was they were making fun of each other,
relief.
And they were attacking each other, and it turned into them basically having a roast battle, and this turned into the evidence of that. I don't know what word you want to throw in there. I'm exhausted and high, but yeah, you get my point. Like this was to belittle Sami, and then Sami the week after was hiding in the suit, and now week 3 of it, it's only been 2 weeks. So week 3, he destroyed it, and week 4, they're going to bury it. So I don't think it's the worst thing ever. I didn't find it really stupid. I thought it was a funny insult. And had they kept going with it for weeks and weeks and it didn't go away, and then I'd be on board with like, all right, they made the joke. They used it to Sami's advantage. They killed the joke. Now they're burying it. Something I hate, where the fuck is Randy Orton? I feel like there's a lot of fake heat or fake hate for the gingerbread thing. But people were like, I loved the hand with Mae Young. Wrestling's always had silly, stupid, zany things in it. And that's not a justification, but that's something I personally enjoy in wrestling.
Again,
I like comedy. I like parody.
Picture. That's the only thing that's entertaining on the show. There's nothing else that's good on the shows right now. Like I think comedy is fine in wrestling. Yeah. But not it being like
Danhausen's skit with
the main vocal points of each show are Gingerbread Man and Danhausen.
And then I liked the opening with Cody and Ricky. I thought they had a really good back and forth. There's a lot of history there, but if you don't know it, it didn't take away from any of the introduction.
But that was just one thing. Like I'm talking about general in like the last month. Like SmackDown
I know, but you
has been
keep switching.
focused
You're like,
around the
this episode sucked, and then you're like, it all sucks. So even
stories.
I know, but I'm bringing up stories, and every time I bring up a story, you're like, no, in general. So then I say something in general, and you're like, no, but this sucks. So then I get specific, and you're like, no, in general. So you keep going between the two.
Okay, even if you want to talk about, but you have to, you're only bringing up something that's happened a week ago to kind of justify the show.
Friday, no, we're talking about what just happened Friday night. And then you said Friday night sucked, and I'm telling you what I personally like. There was like 3 segments that I enjoyed. I enjoyed Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes. They had multiple segments. They had the opening, and then they had their match. Both of those I enjoyed. I liked the Danhausen skit with the briefcase. Didn't care for much when he came out and it led to the beatdown. I liked there was one other thing besides, and I didn't hate the gingerbread man leading to the funeral of it. Yeah, there's one other thing that I'm forgetting now because I don't have it in front of me anymore. But still, yes, there was 3 total segments that I enjoyed. That's why I gave it a 4. Oh, it was Charlotte and JC Jane. I thought that was good. Leading to a 6-woman tag makes sense because that's what Fatal Influence shines with.
Kind of proved my point. So half or more than half of what you enjoyed was the comedy aspects, which is fine. Comedy is fine in wrestling, but that shouldn't be the main part.
Yeah, like a third of it was a comedy and the rest was the wrestling and the stories. Yeah.
That's a problem.
Why is that a problem? Wrestling's always had comedy. That's things that I enjoy.
Yeah, it's comedy really it's not like wrestling's always had comedy. That doesn't mean you make that in a 3-hour show. That's what 75% of it's going to be.
But it's not. Literally, if you time it out, the skit backstage was about 60 seconds with the briefcase. And then their whole in-ring thing and all of that was like 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
But those are like some of the main, like if you want to call stories on the show, like the Danhausen stuff, the gingerbread.
Not really. Those are just background things. That's the mid-card champ, and then Danhausen is just, like I said, a comedy thing. They dedicated less than 1 commercial break to both segments to them. So they're not a focal point. They're not taking up a majority of a 3-hour show.
They had multiple segments throughout the night, Jake.
I'm not saying otherwise, but they were all quick, is my point. Like the actual time compared to everything else is less.
But those are the only actual stories. I'm not going to say like Cody and Ricky.
Not. There are other stories on the show. You just don't like them. We went over it. There are stories. You don't like them, but there are stories.
Cody and Ricky have been telling a great story on SmackDown, which was just one in-ring segment. That's not. I don't consider that a story yet.
It was a great segment. How about that? Perfect. And the whole point of Cody and his story right now has been entertaining. We have to see where it goes. Are we getting any type of revenge from Randy? Is he injured with his back? Or now we've got Gunther to worry about?
I think that's backwards too. Like Randy should be. I know his back, but there's no explanation. I know people that follow the news and rumors are like, all right, his back's killing him again. But
Cody and Ricky obviously have a lot of history, and they touch on that many times. If you don't know it, it's still, they spell it out enough to be like, oh, these guys have had previous interactions. I mean, they make it pretty clear in their promo. But it's, again, like I said, if a know you know type thing, it just adds to it. But overall, that was something, and throughout the night, they had stories. Even if I wasn't crazy about everything, there were stories. They had a continuing narrative with Jimmy and Jay. They come out and they tell Jacob, you disrespected the family. This doesn't work. And then Solo gets involved. And then they have their match at the end and everything. I'm not a fan of it, but it is a story, There are stories. They're not great.
They're not.
2019, there was pretty much no stories, and when there were, they were just all terrible is the point. Go back and try and find one good, and that's going to be your problem. Throughout this year so far, we've had many good things.
For the last year on SmackDown?
I guarantee it's hard under the gun, but I can go back and find many things this year alone that have been good on SmackDown. Absolutely.
I think the last year of SmackDown has been like dog shit. Like that's like respectfully. Like maybe
I don't
there's
think
like a
it's
here
that
and there I
bad.
can point
I
out
mean-
something that was good on SmackDown. Like the first 3-hour show they had was a really good show. I remember that, but like other than then, it went rapidly downhill fast.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, to me, I see
I
it
think
kind
Raw has
of.
been. I can probably name a few things on Raw that were like.
Yeah,
all
Raw
right,
has
that's
been better
good,
than
but
SmackDown. I mean, that's not a surprise.
SmackDown, I can't
but-
really name anything that's really been intriguing in like the last year. That's like hook and sinker. Like boom, that's tremendous.
All right, well, hold on. Let's see. It says the best of 2025 SmackDown. A lot of it has to do with John Cena.
And a lot of his runs sucked. And I'm a
yeah,
big John
but
Cena guy.
a lot of the times when you did have matches on SmackDown, it ended up turning out to be pretty damn good. Let's see what they give for examples here. Cody and Drew, the championship clash. Ilya Dragunov dethroning Sami Zayn and becoming U.S. champion. Yeah, that was great. It was a hell of a match. Aleister Black and Damian Priest. I mean, the whole feud from Black returning was him and Priest. That was good. When was this? April 4th. Kevin Owens would deliver an emotional speech, and they had Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. I remember that. That was really good. And that was when they did the whole last man standing match. The last time is now tournament that they had, that was November 21st this past year.
That tournament was terrible, by the way.
The
I'm
result.
trying to blindly defend it.
Oh, the winner we
you hate
knew
on it,
Gunther.
but,
Gunther was fucking a disaster of a winner, but there were certain matches throughout that were damn good. Carmelo Hayes and Bronson
I don't
Reed.
think so. Like a lot of it was like quick and like wrong winners, like the Solo and Ziggler. Ziggler should have advanced.
Not disagreeing with you entirely, but there were a few matches that were really good. Like I said, Bronson Reed and Carmelo Hayes, Penta and Finn Balor. Those were two that were like damn good.
I think
most of it sucked.
I like where we're
but
now. I think this is like a generalization instead of going back to, because this is the state of WWE. So I like how we're doing this more than just this
but
week's
the point
SmackDown,
is,
if you-
not all of 2025 sucked. It didn't, and not all of
90%
SmackDown
of it.
sucked. I think you're being hyperbolic when you say that. I don't see a lot
I don't
of
think so.
truth in that statement. I think you're just locked in and focused on like the hangover of WrestleMania, the disappointment of what happened
Majority
there.
of the audience, like
I think hit
most,
you.
like 95% of the audience hates like SmackDown with a passion, and I'm not like being a follower. It's like they're right.
It's
Like,
clearly
SmackDown's
not that much because they
ass.
still have a substantial audience watching. I mean, if there was
Lower
95%
ratings
hating it,
each week. Like
where did you hear 95%? Because that's a hell of a number.
I'm just doing a general, like if you go on.
Oh, so you're just
mine,
saying.
like,
Gotcha. I thought
everyone's
you were
bashing
pulling
it.
out like statistics here, like I've been. I'm pulling out actual stats. You're pulling cotton out of your ass. Gotcha. 95% of the audience doesn't like it. That sounds like 100%
Like,
of the idiots
okay,
on Twitter
go-
love Liv Morgan.
Go on. Let's go online and like let's see all the good SmackDown reviews. Let's go.
Okay, but you can't
Well,
give it a
hold on.
95% number. Like that's not.
Obviously, that was being a little, but like most people probably, I would assume, hate SmackDown.
Let's go ahead in the best way we know how. Let's go through to. Yeah. Let's see. Cage match. What do we got? No website security. Stop it. Here we go. Matches, promotions. TV and pay-per-view. Where's SmackDown?
Again, like I respect your opinion if you like SmackDown, like, or if you think things are good on it.
I didn't say they were good. That's the funny part. Good. A 4 out of 10 is not good. I just said there's not 100% awful.
But you're trying to find. They're saying there's been a lot of.
But there has been some good things. I'm not blindly hating and saying 10 out of 10 things are bad on here. That's fake. That's a lie. That's bullshit. Not everything in the last year has been horrible. It hasn't.
Most of it has.
I wouldn't even say most. Really, there's been some really bad things. Even the shitty parts of John Cena's heel turn and whatnot, we still got some damn good matches. Him and Punk was really good. Like there are standouts throughout that, time. Even the damn silly tag match and the stuff with Logan, it turned out to be damn good. Him and AJ, the main disappointment was him and Brock, but now you find out, all right, Brock was severely injured and never should have came back and did so basically being forced because of his contract and had to retire early because of it. His stomach is ruined. He has no lining of his stomach left, and a couple of chops from Gunther would certainly ruin him. So he needs to hang up his boots, and that's why he was in tears, because he knew that's what was going to happen. It was going to end him, and he's very upset by it. And I can't say I blame the guy. It sucks to have to give it up. So, funny enough, I gave SmackDown a 4. Cage match, you can see here. Hold on, let me skip the intro. I'm working on it. It gives it a 3.98. So I'm trying to find outright
Let's see its ratings for... Yeah, I want to see its ratings for...
So
I want to see the last good rating was
going back, and if
overall,
you're going down, let's see here.
Because I'm missing something here.
I think those are for all of this show, right? Yeah, 3, 5. I think it's just this rating. Let's see. Friday Night SmackDown. How do I see just this? Card with guide, champions, additional events. There we go. Right. There's got to be a way just to pull up SmackDown. So ratings here. Let's see. Friday Night SmackDown 5.79. SmackDown again. Here, we'll do it this way. Fine. Yeah, just tape the rib cage. We'll be fine. All right, here we go. With ratings, please. So 5.79, 4.21.
Where are we going back to?
This is 410. That's 1.56. We got a 0.8, if that's right. And we got to go to the next page. I think that was the lowest one so far. So if that's right, it seems to be. But yeah, I'm trying to find more ratings. Regardless, it looks to be anywhere between a 5 and a 1 in that past few weeks. I want to find earlier than that, but still, it's not a great rating for what they've had this year so far. I gave it a 4, and that's what they're at. Like I said, a lot of it sucks. 6/10 of it sucks. Like you said, the majority of it sucks.
95% of the show sucks.
I'd give you 60, but 95 is too high. Too high.
I don't think so. Like comedy
an average
relief
of 4
is
out
always
of 10.
supposed to be funny.
That's 40% at least being passable.
And the good parts are what? Comedy relief. Like that shouldn't be a thing. I think comedy should be a thing in wrestling, but that shouldn't always be the best part of the show weekly. That wasn't the best part. I don't think that's okay.
I think that was only maybe max 10% when we timed it out of
not just
the 40%.
Okay, maybe this happened. Okay, I'll give it to you. The Cody and Ricky stuff was amazing and best part of the show, hands down. Hammer that down. I'm talking about the last few months. It was Danhausen, and now the gingerbread. Like that's like your like entertainment factors of the week. I'm not going to do anything about the Pat McAfee and Randy Orton stuff.
The gingerbread man is only. This was the third week for the gingerbread man. So you only had 3 weeks of the gingerbread man, and Danhausen, since the chamber, Everything he's done, even the 3 segments with the Miz, or 2, whatever it was, when he went into his house last week, ended up being 2 minutes and 48 seconds altogether. They just broke it up into multiple segments. So it's still, very short.
People talked about that being the best part of the show.
So that's the best part to them. What's the problem with it? People, it's subjective. It doesn't mean anything.
And that's not a good thing. Like, when most people say that, like, this is the best part of the show, they also have to add, that's not a good thing, because...
Why is it not a good thing, though?
You're doing... because a little skit, home invasion, is the best part of your wrestling show of a 3-hour span.
Sports entertainment show. So they're entertained by your entertainment show. What's the problem?
Might as well just make it comedy for 3 hours.
That's pretty much what wrestling has always been, Cody, though. Like, it's not...
Ring and
WWE has never been straight up wrestling. WWE has never...
come out for the second hour to do his comedy bit.
See, again, you're being so hyperbolic about it, but wrestling has always had comedy. What is the problem with people overly enjoying a new character that they're excited about that happens to be pretty much mostly a parody and comedy?
They're overly enjoying it, but at the same time, these people are saying, yes, this is the best part of the show, but it shouldn't be. Everyone is in
that's what gets them interested.
Agreement.
So here's
everyone's
the thing.
in like a unanimous agreement when they say this is the best part of the show, and they say it shouldn't.
Kindly hear me out for 1 second. So I'm a brand new fan. I come in and I'm like, Danhausen is the best part of the show. Now hear me out though. What am I doing? I'm watching the entire show. What else am I doing? I'm absorbing. A lot of times, the comedy or the spooky or the blood or whatever the extreme is just to get people in the door. And they know that. And then from there, they got you. You end up liking somebody else or getting into... That it's like drug dealers giving you a taste. It's the same idea.
I respect your opinion as always.
But that's fact with advertising. They back it up with statistics and numbers that I can show you here, with Danhausen being an entry point to new fans coming into the WWE. They just showed it on their TKO presentation. We talked about it on the last when I did the coffee stream there. Go back and listen, please, because I'm telling you, he is a person that is an introductory point. It's not an opinion. It's a fact, Cody. It's brought to you by TKO numbers. They showed it in a board that's on their presentation. They were talking to stockholders and shareholders saying, Danhausen is moving 5 times the merch of our normal star, and he is bringing in 2 new fans compared to a 0.5 of a fan the normal talent bring in.
Regardless, it should 2 minutes and 50 seconds or whatever should not be the best part of a 3-hour television show.
Why?
Because that's not okay.
Why is it not okay? It's your rule. It's Cody's rule that it's not okay, that the person that enjoys comedy can't find that to be the best part of the show.
If you take 10,000 wrestling fans or WWE fans or any kind of fans, most of them, I guarantee, would agree with that statement that that's not okay for it to be a thing you can enjoy. But everyone says, I think you're missing that part where if that can be the best part of the show, but that's not okay, because that's why people don't find it funny sometimes, because like, yes, I want to enjoy this, but this is really the best part of the show each week.
But here's the same thing when they say Moxley is the best part of AEW last week. Oh my God, that match was incredible when he and Edge killed each other with Spike and got stuck in his back. It's not for me, but other people loved it. Hey, great. That's what they found to be the best part of the show. That's great on them. I don't agree with it, but is there any harm to them finding that to be the best? No. All it ends up being is like a facade of gatekeeping at the end of the day. You're not actually giving a reason. You're just saying it's wrong because it's not for you, or comedy shouldn't be the best thing in wrestling. Like it's not okay for comedy to be the best thing in wrestling. Why? Why can't comedy be the thing on top right now? What is the issue with that? Because it doesn't represent the wrestling that you want?
Oh, maybe. That could be it.
I'm being serious. I'm not being rude. I'm questioning. Like I'm trying to figure it out. Like, is that what it is? Because like we all have ideas of what we want the WWE to be. I think it's more
common sense than you think, Jake. I think it's more like just common sense, but you're trying to defend a narrative, which I respect. You like it.
It's not a narrative, Cody, to say that people can like what they like. That has nothing to do with WWE
you can like
or
what
AEW.
You like, but I don't think it's just good for a 3-hour television show to the best part of it to be 2 minutes. And but if you think that is like
but what is you
fine.
still have not said, what is the problem with comedy in 3 minutes, whoever it is, being the best thing on the show?
There's not a problem with comedy. I've
being
said
the
multiple
best part
times.
on the show. What is the problem with the comedy angle being the best part on the show?
Because you have Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. Like, that should be the main vocal point and best part of the show each week.
Why?
You're world champion.
Why?
Hello.
Why? He's already a focal point of his own. He is the world champion.
What do you mean?
Just because someone enjoys the comedy skit the most doesn't mean they don't equally enjoy Cody. It's not like you only have room for one. I can say I found this skit to be the best and still support, watch, and enjoy Cody Rhodes.
I think you're doing some like mental gymnastics here, sir.
What gymnastics? You can like multiple things. It's
you could, but
what?
I just don't think.
So far,
like,
you tell me comedy shouldn't be on top. And you're not able to like multiple things. Like, you can only support one thing at a time.
Because that means the other 2 hours and 58 minutes was bad.
No, it doesn't. All it means is that you enjoyed that the most.
No, like when you're saying that.
So if I like Brock and Oba the most at WrestleMania, everything else sucks?
No. Oh my God, dude. Like no, because that's a match. That's a match. Like people like.
So if I like Cody Rhodes' entrance at Mania the most, that was what I enjoyed the most out of everything, right? That means the rest of the night is stupid, or I think the rest of the night is bad.
I wouldn't say so. Okay, you win. Danhausen should be like. I mean, that's actually not an issue. I think Danhausen just being the best part of a show each week, not the world champion.
That's a great thing that people are saying. Oh my God, I love Danhausen because
I'll admit defeat.
It's not a matter of defeat. I just didn't understand your point because you're basically saying like comedy can't be good.
Yeah, comedy should be like. Why not be the best part of the show? Like, I don't think, and then it doesn't really need to be Cody Rhodes or who cares about world title feuds when you got a comedy segment with the Miz and.
But see, no, you're being sarcastic with like, who cares about title feuds? Why can't you care about the title feud as well, but enjoy Danhausen the most? What is the problem there? Why can't you like both?
But I don't know. Ask everyone because everyone's in like a unanimous agreement. I think you're missing that part where
who's everyone?
People say yes.
I don't care about anyone else but you and I right now. Forget Twitter exists. Just you and me. Why can't I say Danhausen is the best and still love the fuck out of Cody Rhodes and support the title feud and the champion?
I don't know because like that it's a kind of insulting to the viewer when that's your best part of the show every week, a 2-minute.
So you think
segment.
comedy is insulting? That's what I'm saying.
No, I think comedy is fine, but I think
it shouldn't be the top thing.
Your focus to be the best.
Exactly. So you're saying comedy only belongs at the bottom. If it's in the top or someone enjoys it the most, it's ridiculous.
That should be a side thing. That shouldn't be a centerpiece. Because
do you believe this? The way it should be. Who said so? Gay people can't get married because that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm not saying that's your point, but I'm trying to show how extreme of a stance you're taking over wrestling. Like that's how it should be. You can't have humor be at the top. But why? It doesn't diminish the show. It doesn't make the show look ridiculous.
A relief period in the show. It shouldn't
not
be
at
like
all.
Your
but so a relief spot is the best spot.
A relief part was the funniest part. Like that's why ratings and viewership goes down constantly because they're not getting. Like Danhausen is popular, but that's why people are kind of saying, "All right, this is getting overplayed," because like he shouldn't be the main character on SmackDown every week. I like Danhausen myself, but the character is not. I don't think meant to be like that.
See, I don't think he's starting to get overplayed because of the role they have him in. I think he could be the top every week. It's just they've got to be careful with him doing the same thing over and over without changing it up.
Your opinion. I've said this numerous times on this live stream already. We can play. But I respect your opinion if you like that being like you don't have a problem with it. I respect it. Like if
Clearly.
you don't like what, well, no,
You sound like
I've
you
said that.
respect
You're the one
it.
that,
And then you keep throwing out little sarcastic jabs like you're upset when that wasn't my point.
You're the one, because you were the one shouting from the rooftop saying that doesn't make sense. Like you're acting confused, but you're like, how does that make sense? Because you said so. That doesn't make sense. Like
because you said outright comedy can't be at the top, and your only reason is because I said so. That it shouldn't be. It's wrong. It doesn't belong. It makes the show look bad. But you didn't give me any explanation as to why. You just said it doesn't belong. So I said, because you feel that way, and you said yes.
okay, agree to disagree. I'm fine with it.
I was trying to understand your point as to why Danhausen being
you were
in
frustrated
top spot.
too when I said that.
I haven't been frustrated, Cody. I'm legitimately confused. There's no confused eyes. I am confused by your point because you're basically coming out and so I'm saying that comedy can be the best thing, and that's confusing. I think, hey, it could be a speed match being the best thing. If people love that and it's not for me, fine, it's not for me. But guess what? Them loving that gets them in the door. Then they do watch the Roman main event and the tag match. I don't have an issue with it.
That's why I've said like 30 times.
You say you don't have an issue with it, but then you said it can't be the top thing. So which is it? Either you're okay with it or you're not.
Two things can be true at once. It doesn't mean like you don't have an issue with comedy. That means you don't have an issue. That's two different things.
That's not what I'm asking. You're saying comedy can't be in the top spot.
Yeah, I like bananas, so I like apples too.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you a straight question.
No, that's basically what you said. You can.
Cody, can comedy be in the top spot or not? Can comedy be in the top spot or not? Do weekly, you like comedy?
Not weekly, no. Yes, okay. I like comedy, but I don't think it should be in the top spot weekly.
Why?
I think that's easy.
Why? Defend your answer.
Because I think the top spot should be for the top guys. Simple.
Why?
I don't think it's rocket science.
What is the harm in having comedy be the best thing that somebody enjoys? Because Cody and Jacob and whoever are still in the main event.
I think, oh my God. See, this is mental gymnastics again. Like, I'm not getting mad, but you keep telling me to say why. I've answered why how many times? I said because the top spot should mainly weekly be for the top guys.
Okay, so Cody, listen really quick. How is Danhausen being the most enjoyed thing taking away from the top guys? Cody's still in the main event, or he's still opening the show and doing nothing is taken away from. If Danhausen was the main event of the show in all of this, and then I could understand anyone saying like, oh, he's taking away from a Cody or another top guy. But it was done in the break spot pretty much. It was a in and out thing. And what's the harm if I on SmackDown like that the most out of all of SmackDown?
There's no harm with liking it the most because most people like it the most, but in the same breath.
What is your issue with liking that the most out of all of SmackDown? It doesn't affect the top guy. It doesn't affect Cody. It doesn't take away from Cody. So what is the problem?
Because like most of the show isn't good weekly. That's what I'm saying.
You should be happy that something's good and enjoyable.
I would be more fine with comedy if the rest of the show was good. I think that's easy.
Okay, but I guess you're not getting what I'm trying to get at. Your opinion is basically I feel this way, so therefore it is. That's all it comes down to. There's no weight here. You're just saying, all right, well, the top guy should have the top spot. But Cody does have the top spot. So just because people like something the best on a show doesn't take away his top spot.
I'm saying I'm fine with comedy, but the rest of the show isn't good. Where it's like kind of like I would find it more amusing if the rest of the show had effort put into it each week.
I get your point. I guess I don't know another way to reword my question, but it's basically you have to have a certain way that Cody likes it is how it comes out.
Confused by my answer.
I'm not confused. It comes out that you like things a certain way and anybody else that likes it different is not enjoying the show properly.
That's not what I said. You want everyone to enjoy the show because you like Danhausen then?
Of course.
Okay, we all enjoy the show because Jake enjoys Danhausen. That's basically what you're saying, right? I can use that on you too.
But that's not what. No, you're saying people can't like comedy the most. It's week in, week out. If you like that as the top thing of the week, multiple weeks in a row, you're not enjoying the show properly. You're not.
Most people I've heard isn't saying like, I can't wait for the comedy spot. I can't wait for it. This is what I've been waiting for weeks now. Who says that? Like,
most people are like, I look forward to Danhausen.
Okay, I respect your opinion. I've said that, like, I think for the 100th time.
But clearly you don't, because you're saying I respect your opinion, and then you're saying my opinion is stupid by going ahead and saying comedy shouldn't be the top thing when I don't understand.
I don't think that's saying that's disrespect. I think that's just my opinion. Comedy shouldn't be the top spot. How is that disrespecting your opinion that you like comedy as the top spot when I say I don't think it should be? I don't think that's disrespecting
it's not
your
because it
whatsoever.
Shouldn't be in your eyes. It's because you're saying it can't be, and if it is, you're not properly enjoying the show. You're
Never
missing
said
out
that
on
either.
But that's what you
I'm
just explained as your reason for the last almost hour. Afterwards, you'll have to listen back, and I think you missed a big key detail
I think
here,
I have
Cody, because I swear to you, I wasn't being argumentative. I was trying to understand your point because it made no sense to me as why comedy as the top spot week in, week out is a problem and all. It gets people in the door, it gets people to enjoy it, and it makes for, some type of entertaining television.
That should be another poll. Like, I'm not being argumentative either. I think you twisted my words saying I said everyone else is stupid for liking it, but I don't know who is okay with like, you're fine being in that minority. I respect everyone's opinions on wrestling, but like, I don't know, like, who's okay with this effortless show and saying, oh, it's fine though because we got Danhausen. That's not okay. Like, that's insulting to 3 hours of my time.
Got it. I don't know how else to reword it at this point. I just don't know.
Neither do I.
How else to phrase it? So I really wasn't being rude though. I was genuinely just trying to figure out.
No, I think it's a fun debate. I think it's a fun disagreement. We can have disagreements.
Right. Hulk Hogan's boots from 1989 Survivor Series and the 1990 Royal Rumble sell for $150,000.
If you don't like disagreements, that's fine too.
$150,473, second highest ever for wrestling boots. No, I'm just moving on because I have a shit ton of news I wanted to get to, and we spent an hour on this. So funny doesn't draw money. Look at that. That's what Paul's saying. See, hey, The Rock's been absent for a long time, and apparently TKO is getting nervous now that they pushed every other celeb kind of out of the way with the general, we're not liking you being in this part of town. So if he does return, now they're basically worried that, hey, if we do end up doing this, is it going to work out? Danhausen mentioned The Rock just in a playful way, and people booed the shit out of him. So now it's, that's a common sentiment many people seem to share, is definitely they don't want The Rock back, especially after all he's done to wrestling. So I don't know, Cody. I'm not feeling The Rock.
I'm okay with The Rock not being there either.
He could stay far.
He's
far away.
A storyline, then I'll leave again.
Exactly. He'll definitely ditch it. There's one to ditch.
He's the mascot of dropping the ball on a story and just dipping.
Yeah. You want to talk?
You would have thought he was released from the company.
You would have thought, but number 4, they're saying Jacob Fatu would be a good choice.
It's a weird comparison, but like The Rock with John Cena and Cody Rhodes kind of reminds me of the Asuka and Io match with KAIRI. The match is now meaningless when you remove the main vocal point of that story.
Yeah, and that's the problem. We came out of Elimination Chamber being like, oh my God, the long-term storytelling. This is fantastic. This is amazing. Look at that. He did 1, 2, 3. Liz was there. Bad blood.
Look at the Elimination Chamber 2025. Like I said for that entire year, that was the best show of the year.
And then he doesn't
I still
show.
think that was the best show to this date. That Elimination
Yep.
Chamber.
And then he doesn't show, So it's funny how that works, but I can't find the other link I was looking for, but that's all right. We'll look through. And sadly, I don't think Jacob Fatu and Gunther does much for anybody, especially with him being involved in the bloodline stuff. I know that they're going to have him and Cody, but past that, what do? Oba Femi, Gunther, nah. You don't want to do it that way and have him answer any challenges. Gunther and Royce Keys be somebody good if they're going to let Royce beat Gunther, but Bron Breakker would be a good person to beat him senseless. The problem is that they haven't had Gunther lose. They've been protecting him. He beat Seth.
Yeah, that's my thing with Gunther,
help.
though. Like, why would he lose a match with, like, that kind of kills his run right now.
Yeah. Fucking sucks, And I just want to go ahead and eat bullets, but you can't do it. So you go ahead and you say, hey, AAA, Rey Reyes, yay, baby, let's go. Bailey returns.
That's another thing I need an
Are they going to
explanation
do it
on.
again?
Gunther, who's, as we know right now, a Raw superstar, and
Yes.
Jacob Fatu is a SmackDown superstar, and
Yes.
they are now going to be in programs for the other show's title.
Exactly why the brand split never mattered.
Meaningless.
And
I've always said to end it, and when you do end it, I would have one set. I would have one world title. I would have one set of tag team titles, one women's title, and maybe keep the mid card titles into two.
I would probably keep the IC and the US split if you get rid of everything else. Yeah,
because United
there's
States
enough
and
guys where you can
IC
have
title,
two
I think,
mid-card
have
belts.
too much lineage to get rid of one of them.
Yeah, you have two mid-card belts, so why not go for it?
They've always done that.
Fucking lutely.
But one for the main belts and the tag titles.
Yeah, Bailey returning, wonderful. She's in AAA again, and with Las Toxicas still firmly in control. Bailey's being backed up by La Catalina.
How are you
and
liking
Lola Vice.
AAA?
It's a lot of fun. It's a simple watch, and it's a get in, get out, done thing because it's an hour long. You never have to worry about spending much time in any one thing, and the matches are usually frantic pace, and they're doing lucha wrestling, but they're not CMLL where they're like strictly lucha and very like to the letter lucha. So they tend to go back and forth and they switch up styles. So that's always entertaining to see, that they'll suddenly, stop bouncing around and start laying it in heavy. Regardless, they're great workers down there. Undertaker's doing a hell of a job. And now you've got, two female trios taking each other on. Lola Vice is worth millions down there. Apparently she's really working her ass off. Well, hopefully not. And Bailey's doing a great job too. Rather than do a one-on-one feud, I like that they added Bailey as a backup for a 6-woman tag. This way they get more people to work with Bailey than just a one-on-one. And one of the biggest feuds they have, obviously, is Mask versus Mask. And they're doing the Grandes are, facing each other. We're going to see who loses the title and why. And
so that means we have to build up on this feud for a few more weeks on Raw.
It's, I think, 2 weeks away. So I believe. I know it's approaching rapidly. Let's see.
See, it's weird. Like it seems more fun on AAA television than on Raw.
Yeah, we don't have a date on that one. I know I have it here somewhere. So it says, go figure. I brought up Mae Young. The next headline says Teddy Long says Gerald Briscoe got sick filming the Mae Young hand birth segment. That's hilarious. He said, the story culminated with the hand. He said, Gerald Briscoe got sick filming that. He couldn't handle it. And he wasn't told what was inside the prop. and he has a very weak stomach. Briscoe gagged, and Henry was rendered useless because he couldn't stop laughing. She was 76 when they did that angle. And David brings up another top one. It's when Hunter got inside the casket. He says, Teddy Long goes, I don't remember that. And he's like, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to go for, saying they don't remember it. But, they're talking about it, and they're saying with JR as well. And he's like, it's horrible. And he fell for the parents in the audience having to explain the angle to their kids. The feud wrapped up the following week with a casket match where HBK emerged from inside the casket to help Kane win. I remember that. That was a big deal. And then Vince going after God. And a lot of people that were religious in the back had a hard time with it. And I guess Vince had a big meeting telling the boys, he's like, I don't care what you want, and you get to be happy with it, basically was his attitude. And it's crazy that Vince could push the line like that. Cody, it's just he managed.
That's Vincent Kennedy McMahon for you.
Yeah, and he still gets thank you, Vince chants. So the Mae Young Sardine Bronco Buster. Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. And
only thing I want to thank him for is never doing ads all over the place and making it feel soulless and corporate.
He knew how to do two things. He knew how to make wrestlers feel indebted to him, and it was their home. I mentioned that in the coffee thing, but it's true. Even when Paige returned, she's used to the Vince-isms, and you hear her, I'm home. She's like one of the last ones that left when Vince was still here. So, in that range of people. So there's quite a few missing elements, but it's funny how you see that happen and you're like, yep. Because Vince did that. He wanted people to feel like, hey, we have this camaraderie, we're all together, but they're not traveling. There's no house shows, so they're not going together like they were. A lot of it is just missing. And apparently AEW does have a lot of excitement internally to hire the New Day. And you saw Cash Wheeler put out, cot damn, it's a new day, cot damn's a goddamn. Yeah, obviously more tweets went out, and basically the New Day had signed a multi-year extension this past October, if you recall. And then suddenly they had won the tag titles again, and all that stuff happened. And then they drop them, and then they were supposed to be here till 2030. And that was in 2025, So then we get to this year, and they basically want them to take cuts, and they were like, no, we're locked in till 2030. And they're like, no, we want you guys to take significant pay cuts. And that didn't work for them, brother. So they were gone. They do have a 90-day no compete, but both men, they said they're acting quickly to secure signatures of both men as soon as they become available in the free agent market to go to AEW. So I believe that's for sure what's going to happen. Rebel breaks down in tears. She reveals she has a terminal ALS diagnosis, and we're sending the best to her. I mean, she's only 47. And she was informed of her diagnosis by doctors after years of health problems that were attributed to other conditions. And she said it's been a 2-year medical journey trying to find out what's wrong. And finally, our prayers have been answered. She's fighting back tears here, poor girl. And she's like, the thing is, yeah, we don't want to hear that that answer to our prayers. I was waiting to have lung surgery for the masses on my lungs. The doctors at Mayo found finally what's going on. And she's been diagnosed with ALS, and she said there's not a lot of research behind ALS, and we don't know how long I have, but it explains why I have trouble walking and talking, and all my functions will soon decline. So I always forget the actual, is it Lou Gehrig's? Yeah, Lou Gehrig's, that's the one I could never, but terrible that she's dealing with that, and really sad. So sending thoughts and love her way. Going over the injured list in WWE right now, Cody, we've got Cody Rhodes with his orbital eye injury. Kevin Owens still out for his neck. Good to see him in LFG. Apparently, it was a 6 to 12 month post-surgery recovery, and they're thinking that he might be back in time for SummerSlam. Bianca's got maternity leave. Stephanie separated in the second degree her shoulder. Bronson Reed has a torn bicep. And Sheamus.
Is Sheamus coming back soon?
He tore his shoulder late last year. So
it's May. That's why I'm feeling like he would.
Yeah, I think soon he'll be back. And then Nikki Bella hurt her ankle. So did Jordan Grace, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven hurt. Well, Chelsea showed last night she's back standing, so great to see her up.
So wait, I maybe missed it. I have a question with Chelsea Green. See, maybe this is my lack. When did Tiffany and Chelsea become more friendly like that?
They've been close for a while, I guess. Like on screen or off screen?
On screen.
On screen, I guess they're just trying to portray them as like suddenly friendly. Like, hey, I'm going to use
like
you
the
for the title.
And Charlotte thing.
I don't think it'll go that far. She just wants the title back. So I think it's just.
So you think Chelsea's being a fake good guy right now?
Yes. That's clearly
because
what she's
I couldn't
going
imagine Chelsea as a.
Yeah, and Piper lost a ton of weight, so good on her. She looks fantastic. Hopefully, she's feeling well. But she was really looking fantastic. And who else is injured? Xavier Woods, Elton Prince.
Yeah, the New Day have a non-compete
for 90 days. Yeah, Tala Tonga has an injury. So that's interesting. Adriana Rizzo is still injured. Elio LaFleur, Aria Bennett, Chantel Monroe, a couple others from NXT and whatnot. But yeah, no, they have a 90-day supposedly built in. And I'm trying to find an updated photo of Piper Niven. She's been looking fantastic and doing well. So we'll see if I can find it here somewhere. But let's see.
I just want to know, also, with these releases, I'm not sure who has the non-compete and who.
Yeah, that's the thing that's confusing, and they have some. If their contracts expire, then they can go ahead and they can, go directly to wherever, typically. But if it's a firing or they're let go, then they have to go ahead and use the 90-day. If they've not been cleared a certain way, it all depends on each individual contract. But you could see here when she left injured with her neck, she weighed 265 pounds. She weighs less than this now, but she weighed in at 220. And incredible to see the difference there. That
amazing. Happy for her.
This was posted April 28th, but I believe this was also old, and she's lost more since then. But she's feeling better, doing better, because she had really bad issues with with the PTSD, CPTSD, with the neck stuff. So not great for her to have. Oh, that's right. I forgot. We got to get mine shortly. But yeah, no, she lost a ton of weight.
Owens
looks fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Owens, he looks good too. He's lost weight. You typically do because you're limited on what you can do afterwards, which sucks. So cool to see that they've,
I don't know if it was different with you, or was it how, same kind of maybe concept in the way, or how did you end up losing your weight? I know you probably told the story before. But.
I only weighed, the most I ever weighed was 280 on my own initially. And then when I first got sick, they put me on a bunch of steroids. I blew up to 424 pounds was the heaviest.
Was that quickly, or was it developing
that was super
slowly?
quick. No, that was super quick.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that was month and a half, 2 months. I
Wow.
gained 130 pounds because I was on very high dose steroids. I lost it all in less than 6 or 7 months, just vomiting and being sick. And I went all the way down to 180 at that point.
I remember. Was that in 2020 or something like that?
No, this
when
was
did
2008 or 9. And then I had the brain
you're
surgery, came out of that.
This happened twice?
Oh, multiple times. I went up and down and up and down and up. I've gained hundreds and lost hundreds. So then I went up to 350 again, being in the hospital with a staph infection. So when I came home, I lost that and I went all the way down to 250 and I stayed there for a while. And then before I got onto the show, my foot had broke the first time and I was back on steroids from all the inflammation and I developed a lung infection. So now I'm over 400 pounds when I pretty much start the other show. And then from there, I just continually gained weight on the meds and kept having the lung infections, and I developed all the way up to 630 pounds at my heaviest. And that's when I had the gastric sleeve done, the weight loss surgery. And what that did was, 'cause I was pretty much just vomiting then anyways, but my body was stuck in a state of like survival. So it wasn't burning fat no matter what I did. It was just storing it because it didn't know when your next meal was coming. So this removed the hunger hormone. So I don't actually get hungry. If I smoke, I'll get munchies, but I'm not actually hungry. If I don't think about it, I will forget to eat.
How much do you eat? Like,
like typically what
Like, how
I'll
much
do
can you
is
consume?
I'll get high before I go to bed and I'll eat a couple handfuls of like popcorn or those popcorner things or something like that. And that's kind of my go-to is like, I'll pick on
Is
something
there
that's
some-
easy to throw up.
foods that you can digest more than others?
It's like whatever is easier to
Like,
chew. And whatever easier to throw up is what I stick to typically.
Is there some foods that will just make you just, that's going to make you throw up? Or
No, that's the thing. So it's not like I'm allergic to any foods. I don't have any specific
I wasn't
issues.
too sure on that. Like if there was like some like
Yeah,
sort of
no.
meat
So
that
it's
will
not
get you
like
down.
I can take in dairy. Look at that, more sparkles. We're running away with jazz hands, Cody. But yeah, we
Ooh.
managed to find that I don't have any like sensitivities to. No, there's no like gluten allergy. There's no wheat protein or anything that I can't. Like, yeah, there's nothing I can't have. But I avoid anything that's sharp, like tortilla chips and stuff like that. Like if I eat any type of chip thing, I like those popcorners. It's like popcorn, but in the shape of tortilla chips, but they melt. I stick to stuff like that, basically. But I basically, for the most part, eat a lot of like just snacks at this point in time. I eat these little rice cake birthday things. I eat these like, it's like a veggie straw type thing. And then I'll mix in tuna fish or some type of like boiled chicken or like chicken salad for protein when I can. And that's about it.
I mean,
it's pretty
rough.
bland.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you.
I drink.
I can't.
This is an enormous thing of coffee, but I only made it halfway. But I keep it in here because it stays super hot. But I wake up every day. I make coffee to take all my meds. I take like 15 pills and some of the liquid.
The difference between me and Jake, my asthma will be like, I will try to make it through the show, and Jake's leg will be falling off, his neck will be snapped, and he's puking, and he'll be like, "You want to go live?"
Yeah, I didn't kill you yet. And not yet. So you were joking before being exhausted, and I was like, yeah, I feel bad, like, but I'm not being exaggeratory. Like sometimes I know my brain is shit today, but I genuinely haven't slept. I ended up with the hiccups fucking all night. It was 4 a.m.
So your exhaustion's probably way worse than what I'm feeling. Like, I complained, and I'm like,
she wakes me up and she's like, I'm gonna go get soda. This is I wake her up with all the hiccups, and she's like, I'm gonna go get you soda. This is ridiculous. If I chug soda with the hiccups and then I burp, it'll stop the hiccups. Now I'm gonna throw it up, but at least then I get rid of the hiccups because
that's good. At least
it just won't stop for hours. And
speaking about waking up, did you ever consider like just puking on Isaiah?
I have. He didn't wake up.
He still sleeps through that too?
He sleeps through it all. He was just out. Fucking out. He didn't even pay attention. Like, just done for.
You and Isaiah are polar opposites, huh?
Mm-hmm.
One gets no sleep and the other one...
He just can stay asleep forever. There's cans of blood around me regularly. Yeah, I mean... The worst is...
Could he actually just sleep without...
I hate it, but it's so gross, but it drives me... I have those hospital vomit bags. So basically, they're like the medical grade ones, like the sleeves, and then they seal at the top. So it's nice to have, but I have my scooter, but at 2 a.m, I don't have time to get out of bed, strap my boot on my foot, put clothes, on enough to wheel my ass to the bathroom, and then throw up. Usually I don't have that length of time to do so. So I'm like, well... So I have the hospital bags to vomit in. So it's terrible, but morning time will come and there'll just be like a pile of vomit bags in my trash drawer ready to go. And it's like, yep, this was a productive night, Monday, 11 a.m. I finally get to go to ortho and find out if I'm fucked and need more surgery or...
Well, hopefully you're fine with that.
If I am good to go and... simply get to go ahead and not need any more surgery, and I can stop using the scoot.
Will you reveal the news on tomorrow's review?
Yes, indeed. We'll let everybody know.
While
doing the madness of everything, I mean, there's still some redness and stuff, but while in the madness of everything Friday, my wife finally got to go and... close enough to her ass cheek. It's on her thigh. It's got like a weird tinge because of the flash, but she finally got her tattoo done, so looks sexy as all hell. She got the flowers, the butterfly, Milo's paw print.
I still haven't gotten
really sweet
tattoo. I don't know if...
No, thank you, Liz.
What I would want.
You still don't know what you want. You'll figure it out at some point. It hits you randomly and you're like, yeah, that's what I want to go to. It's got to be something that is personal to you.
Damn right.
Yes, I know.
Maybe I'll just get your
robot, Jake. I need to make a robot version of myself.
Foot cast on my neck.
There you go. Just go ahead and load yourself up. Tiny.
How would that look?
I think it would be great. You'd be really, really styling, and it would probably help your neck too. It would smell terrible, but did you know that?
Get the scent too?
Yeah, the reason they let go of the NXT people. Apparently, it says that WWE selected these names. So it was Triple H and Nick Khan, not Shawn Michaels. And the NXT cuts were due to with WWE's opinions on their upside and talent. So they said that the NXT releases were more connected to talent evaluation than anything to do with a budgetary standpoint. So the NXT talent that they cut, they basically said you're not up to par. As were the main roster, it was just budget. Like they got rid of husband and wife because they're expensive together and things like that. Like they can get the cheaper version in Tatum and Shiloh on,
because,
Like
I guess, what's that show called? It's under NXT, Evolve?
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess that's why NXT, some talent have a shorter leash, and they're like, all right, you're not working out, see you later, out the door. So because we have those people from Evolve who are even cheaper contracts, and they're going to replace you, and the people on the main roster, the NXT people that we feel is equipped for WWE will replace you. And
there's no need for LFG either, because now they've actually fired people on LFG. They've gotten rid of people.
I still haven't watched LFG. I watched
most of the first season. I missed episodes 8 and 9, I think it was, and then I saw the last one, 10. But I didn't watch season 2. Season 1 was good, but I didn't like the winner of season 1. Yeah, basically, but not quite. So the coaches each have a certain amount of talent, and then they each have their talent compete in certain things, and it's less game showy and more like who connects where kind of thing. But
right.
then you had to go against the judges. It was like Survivor with a tribunal. They'd vote somebody off, and then they whittle it down, and then they pick the winner. I don't remember the other blonde's name. I always forget. Paul said it like 90 times, but she should have won over Tyler May Steele or Tyler May, whatever the hell her name was. She got let go, though, so everyone's like, well, what was the point of having her win LFG Season 1 if you guys are just going to let her go? And It's hard to argue that, as where you and I could disagree about anything. I don't know how to argue with LFG not serving a purpose. So this year they said that, the winner already has a contract, so they don't need, not the winner, everybody already has a contract, so the winner doesn't get a contract anymore. They just get screen time and maybe a payout, but they're not quite sure. Yeah.
They kind of just kill the whole purpose of the show, I think, then.
Yeah, so let's see if we got it here. It says LFG Season 3 winner could earn his way to NXT, where they'd be immediately shining under the lights. So, yeah, Jasper Troy and Tyra May. I know Shiloh won Season 2, and I forget who the female was, but I don't see what they're getting for Season 3. Let's see here. It says Season 3 is a little different than previous seasons, as 2 current WWE stars and Kevin Owens and Natty are part of the set. With these new changes, Kendall Gray was already called up to the NXT main, the NXT main roster there for NXT in the first episode. They go over potential winners, like Keanu Carver is already on NXT. Elijah Holyfield looks good. Elio LaFleur is already on NXT. PJ Vasa is massive. Cam Hendricks, we already saw. Nina Sterling looks good. And Kaylee Armstrong, we already saw her, obviously. I made the joke that she's just another Lash legend, but that says more about Lash than it does Kaylee. Yeah. Because Kaylee is great, but this season is basically pointless because season 2.
Bully Ray as a coach?
No, it was Shiloh Hill and Danny Sikelski, and the guy and girl that won there last season, Season 2. Shiloh, I've seen him before he tried out. He was on my feed for AI stuff and dark web content and all that. He's a hell of a content creator. He's very interesting. He was on Team Deadman, so Undertaker, he only picks people that he truly believes in, interestingly enough.
That's the biggest part I've seen about the show, is people hating on Bully Ray being a coach.
I get it, but fuck him,
because he's too tough.
Like, maybe I
he's a tough
don't
coach.
know. I don't know.
Got to handle the heat with him, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's the case. I think because he gives terrible advice, and I mean, that's awful advice, because he's like, you either, you're supposed to be out there doing the whole thing, so you either get it or you don't. You either go ahead and do it or you don't. You either go ahead and you work or you don't. And I'm like, the fuck are we doing here? How is that helpful? And then his advice to people
that's
that
probably
were
more confusing to them if they were already confused.
Yeah, his advice to talent that got released was basically retroactive, saying, oh, you should have done more. You suck. And try to be better in the future. You should have shook more hands. You should have been more respectful. Like, basically stuff like that is what he went at. And I'm like, okay. All right, that works. Whatever you want to say. What are we thinking, chat? There, I could throw it over here. I could throw 2 of them. What are we thinking? I like the flashing neon sign, though. I like having it flicker. What are we thinking? Looks good? No? I could play the annoying.
I like the flickering.
Yeah, see, I can make it play the annoying sound too. So if we want
like
every time, you'll just do it over and over, and then we'd all have to listen to it. It would drive us nuts.
Nope. I'm gonna torture everyone. You know what? If any of you make fun of the Mets, you're gonna blame the person in the chat, and then you're gonna listen to that the entire stream moving forward. So
the whole time, just Milo.
So,
come on, buddy.
That will get you all to stop making fun of the Mets.
He's very sad that they're blocking Danny in the driveway. And
well, is he also sad about the Mets?
He said good. He's a bit of a bastard, but sorry.
Wow.
You know, he just doesn't see. He told you.
Is he talking shit about them right now?
He is. He's like, tell the Mets. Oh yeah, he's pissed. He's like, tell those Mets that they can suck my.
Wow.
And his paws.
And his paws? Damn.
Yeah. He's actually, what he said was he was talking about and suppressing his anal glands all over your.
Really? That's a bit
extreme. I know, but that's Milo for you. I mean, it's up to you if you want to fuck around, but I don't know if you've considered that. But he will bury you. And then he will express his fucking gigantic anal glands all over your end face.
Just that would be a thing.
It projectiles. But yeah, LFG is not even a thing anymore. Essentially, it is, but it isn't. I don't know what they're going for. It's just you go right to NXT instead of Evolve. Shiloh's been everything. He had, a college football career. He's been involved with wrestling since 2022. He's had a million jobs. Unfortunately, his father died July 8th, 2020, suddenly of a heart attack. So since then, it says in March 23, he had the highest name, image, and likeness valuation of any Stanford athlete, being valued at $529,000. I mean, that's over $500,000.
Milo's running that house right now, huh?
Well, apparently there's some lady with a wheelchair that was trying to bang the door, but I think she's at the wrong place. So she's just going to have to deal with it. But he's going nuts in the meantime,
Oh.
See, when I mute it, they can't hear me, but they just hear you not talking. So that's the half of it. I was trying to mute over him, but still.
So I didn't know that. So if you're muted,
so I'm muted. You can still hear me, but they can't. Yeah. The wonders of science and the modern technology.
Yay.
Apparently, they have, as we said though before, more names being released as well. We mentioned a Division I swimmer and bodybuilder has now been let go. Originally, they were going to bring them on, and it was a Ukrainian star, Olena Sadovska, and they filed the trademark for Zena Sterling with a 19-year-old. So they're bringing her in. She looks fantastic. I mean, we'll see what comes of it, but apparently she's one of the talents they're bringing in, and they have more on the way. But Olena Sadovska, she's certainly one hell of a talent. So they're letting all these others go, but they brought her in. She's 19. She is, as I said, Division I athlete, and she is a former dancer. Holy shit, she's done like everything under the sun here. This is impressive. So she's a former dancer. Where is it here? You can see her here. There we go. I mean, she looks fantastic for 19. She's going to be a big star. And besides being a Division I athlete. What else did we see here? Like, she was a bodybuilder and had pulled all this other stuff. So incredible to see, but she's gonna be a big deal, that's for certain. And I'm curious to see what they have her do, and if she goes to NXT or Evolve or what. But apparently she conquered in Ohio State swimming. So she did dance, swimming, bodybuilding, wrestling. What else do we have here? She walked on a Stairmaster for 24 hours to break a record. Holy shit. It says, in a bid to raise money, she went ahead to help her family overseas. She decided to commit climbing for 24 hours. She had 13 million views on it, and she went ahead and she did the shit. That's insane. 24 hours on a Stairmaster. She took breaks, of course, but she did it. 24 hours. That's nuts. She did achieve what she set out to do. She raised $13,000. So, I mean, look at her go on this thing. She did it for 24 hours. Incredible. I can't even get up the stairs on my feet. I got to use my knee and then climb up every other step. And there she is on the Stairmaster for 24 hours.
We should do that challenge together. 24 hours.
24 hours? Yeah, I'll be right on that. Adam Shore, Braun Strowman donated 40 grand to a school to replace the playground. So they said that the school district needed X amount of money to replace a 25-year-old unsafe and broken playground. And apparently they got a random anonymous check, and then they checked it, and it was Adam Scher, and they had to know for sure. So it said, with an incredible $40,000 donation from Adam Scher, Braun Strowman, we reached the final amount needed to replace our school playground. The project has been years in the making. They never thought they were going to reach their goal. The school couldn't fund it, so if the kids were going to have it, they had to do it themselves, and they thought they'd never get it. I don't know if someone just brought it to his attention, but apparently he's still affiliated with the sports program there. Thank you, Paul, for the silver stars and jazz hands. And his show, as we mentioned, Everything on the Menu, is coming back in a month's time, June 5th. That's season 2. He has guests like Alexa Bliss and Mark Henry, and that's when yes,
2 hours.
Back to 2 hours for 6 months. Incredible. But yeah, he said that, or they said Braun shared how meaningful it was for him to get back to a school and community that's so close to his heart. The kids are absolutely in awe. What stood out most was how he took the time to talk with them about hard work, dedication. So he showed up to the school and everything and talked to the kids and hung out. He's always been an awesome guy. Whether you loved or hated his wrestling or whatever, I will say this. He's always been very impressive and very, very, very kind. He's been very good to the fans.
You love to see it.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of kind of fans, Solo Sikoa is being kind with, Tonga Loa and JC Mateo, posting tributes to them both, highlights throughout their career. And he's trying to basically go ahead and bring out, the best memories that he could. But it's unfortunate. A lot of people said, hey, they're just dead weight. That's all they are, is dead weight. And I'm like, no, they were more than that. They just, especially Potato Mateo, they did nothing. I mean, they really did nothing with him.
Not at all. Such a waste.
I know you're going to get out of here in a minute to leave yourself, but Raw has announced 2 new matches and additional segments for Monday's episode. We'll be live for that tomorrow night. Don't you fear. We'll be here. Adam Pearce confirmed that Javon Evans is teaming with Penta, the IC champ, to take on Rusev and Ethan Page in tag team action. So we heard before Page will make his main roster debut on Raw. As a tag member, he made his solo debut earlier this month from his call-up from NXT, where he had held both the NXT title and North American title. And remember, Rusev said, if you don't win, don't worry about them, worry about me. Finn Balor is going to face JD McDonough in singles competition. Yep. And apparently this is continuing the rivalry that has his personal roots going back to Balor's wrestling school in Ireland. Balor scored a victory over McDonough after WrestleMania 42 on the Raw after Mania after being attacked by everyone behind him, including Dominic Mysterio following the match. So, like you said, I don't know why he's not facing Dom. Then Pierce said that Asuka and Io Sky are going to have a sit-down before their match at Backlash, having the two of them lay everything on the line before said match. And then, what else we got here? It said it'll feature 2 contract signings. Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu will put pen to paper. And then Sol Ruca will officially sign her Raw contract, formalizing her move to the brand following her call-up from NXT. Oba Femi rounds out the announced lineup with an open challenge, giving the man who defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 42 another opportunity to make a bold statement. So Asuka Io signing, Finn Balor versus JD McDonough, Javon and Penta taking on Rusev and Ethan Page. Oba Femi has his open challenge. Sol Ruca signs her contract. And then Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu signed their contract as well.
The Soul Snatcher, because
that's right. So at least Finn Balor's got a match and Javon and Penta's got a match, but doesn't sound like the most eager to be watched Raws. But it is building towards Backlash in Tampa, which will be live for next weekend. So don't miss our review and all of our upcoming coverage. Got a lot to go through. If you like listening to Cody and I disagree and then coming back together to hug at the end, make sure you tune into more. We've got a ton of content coming out throughout the week. We've got more Pyro Wrestling Live as well coming tomorrow. There's a ton of content on the way, so make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe so you're ready to bear witness to everything that we're doing.
Yes,
but
sir.
in the meantime, Cody, I need you to tell these amazing people where the hell they can find you, my friend.
Indeed, you can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. That goes for my YouTube, also at Judgment Day Era. And you can find me over on my Instagram at Cody_Onidi_316.
That's right. The one, the only
Losing my voice
Cody
here.
Onidi. 316. Gotta use more nasal spray. I'm telling you.
I know.
Never enough. Never enough. Folks, go ahead and hit subscribe here, youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. Thank you for helping us hit a truly record-breaking month. We went ahead and gained so many subscribers. It's incredible. We are currently sitting at a modest and unbelievable 31,122 subscribers. So that's astounding that we even got through that much. We started last month at 22,900. So almost a 10,000 subscriber difference. The push for WrestleMania is real and real indeed. But holy hell, it's been an incredible time here today. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Follow us on Twitter at Countdown Ended, at Judgment Day Era, for show notes, updates, behind the scenes, and updates if the show's not going to happen, going to be canceled, like what happened Friday with the SmackDown review. So again, thank you so much to Cody Onidi 316 for being here. I hope all you lovely folks have a great day. Stay sexy, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Wait. Before you go, hold on. I have to hop off, but I sent this to you on a messenger. This literally just came in.
Raggy, breaking news. Hold on. We got to hit the breaking news alarm. Here we go. Grayson Waller is the last active member of the New Day. Yes, that is true. But it's letting us know that AEW will have roughly 12 to 16 months to secure a new television deal with either Paramount, Skydance, or elsewhere. Paramount, though, already has significant ties to WWE's parent company, TKO Group, with their airing UFC there. So sources close to Khan say he has told associates that AEW is prepared to move to YouTube, presumably as a temporary placeholder, while seeking a new partner.
What?
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Before I go,
Yeah, that's big news. That's worrisome.
Nicola Piccolo was the one that first.
Oh, he first reported this?
Nicola Piccolo?
Yeah, he was the one that first reported this?
Yeah, now Dave Meltzer was telling him that it's not true, and then Nick was like, just wait.
And now
It's coming out.
it's certified.
He's the one that gave us,
certified.
now that it's she returned, he was the one that gave us the information about Liv Morgan returning, so he knows what he's talking about.
He is her agent, so I would hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
you would think
But he
so.
knows a lot about this stuff. He gets a lot of things correct.
He's right about
But
the
now we can leave.
standings and all that jazz. So as we said, subscribe, hit the like button. Thank you so very much again to everybody that has hung out, has donated, supported. Paul, thank you for the generous stars, jewels, and super chats. We love you all. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Enjoy yourselves. Stay sexy. And we will see you tomorrow for the Raw review.
You can feel it in the crowd.